Hey Rockers, you're tuning in to the Season 9 premiere of Indie Rockers Ball.
That's right. We are back with another great season of music.
What are you most excited for this season, Sam?
I'm super excited to have great new local artists perform on our show.
Me too. Well, stay tuned, Rockers. We have a great show planned.
Great news, Rockers. So What Music Fest is still announcing bands for 2019. And even better, turns out that We Came as Romans and Crown the Empire have both joined the festival lineup. They'll be performing alongside headliners Beartooth, Of Mice and Men, Parkway Drive, and Killswitch Engage. This is a really exciting time for So What Music Fest fans, since the festival called it quits for a 2018 festival last March on Facebook, which states, "To address the elephant in the room, we wanted to officially announce that we will not be having So What Music Festival this coming March. The last 10 years of the festival have been amazing and incredible and even life-changing for our team. We have watched young bands like A Day to Remember, Sleeping with Sirens, Of Mice and Men, Beartooth, and more grow up through the festival and go on to do huge things, while also being able to book the bands we grew up on, like Taking Back Sunday, The Used, and Newfound Glory. We've been able to mix in artists we love that don't necessarily fit the mold, like Riff Raff, G-Eazy, Poya, Fat Nick, and more. Our team is spending some time reflecting on the last 10 years and planning the next 10. We are working behind the scenes to bring the next chapter of So What Music Festival to life. Stay tuned for announcements." However, in August of 2018, they started teasing 2019 festival dates. The festival will take place April 27th and 28th, 2019. Make sure to get your tickets for the So What Music Festival now, and let us know what you think about the lineup on Twitter at IUP-TV.
Retired Fleetwood Mac guitarist Lindsey Buckingham is suffering from vocal cord damage after being put through emergency open heart surgery during the first week of February. His wife, Kristen Buckingham, wrote in a statement, "While he and his heart are doing well, the surgery resulted in vocal cord damage. While it is unclear if the damage is permanent, we're hopeful it is not." For those of you who remember, Stevie Nicks forced Buckingham out of Fleetwood Mac last year after she stated that she could no longer work with him. After 43 years and the finish line so clearly in sight, it's hard to escape the conclusion that for the five of us to splinter apart would be the wrong thing. After being released from Fleetwood Mac, Buckingham was playing solo gigs to promote his new 3-disc set, solo anthology, The Best of Lindsey Buckingham. Kristen Buckingham posted a statement alerting fans of what had happened. In this post, she states, "This past year has been a very stressful and difficult year for our family, to say the least. But despite all of this, our gratitude for life trumps all obstacles that we have faced at this moment. We feel so fortunate that he's alive, as does he. We look forward to recovery and putting this behind him. Needless to say, all touring and shows currently scheduled have been put on pause for the moment as he gathers the strength to heal completely. We here at IRB are thinking of Lindsey Buckingham and his family and hope for a speedy recovery."
Oh man, I really hope Lindsey Buckingham is okay.
Me too. It'd be such a shame for such a talented artist to have permanent vocal damage.
But on the other hand, I am so stoked that the So What Music Festival is back this year.
Plus, they have some great bands on the lineup.
I know, I am so excited for Crown the Empire and We Came as Romans.
I can't wait. Anyways, Rockers, be sure to stick around because next up we have a music lesson with Nick Dark.
Hey Rockers, and this week on Music Lesson, we're going to be learning Damn It by Blink-182. So you want to start off in standard tuning. So the strumming pattern for this intro part is a little weird. So like I said, 2 on the 3, 2 open, and then 1 on the 2nd fret. So the strumming pattern for this is a little tricky. So to demonstrate, here it is. So you want to keep that same strumming pattern for this whole intro part. Then once you play that, you move to the 3rd fret on the 6th string, open on the 4th string, and then 2nd fret on the 4th string. Then open 5th string, open 4th string, 2nd fret on the 4th string. And then on the 4th part is where things change up. So you go 1st fret on the 6th string, but then you go to the 2nd fret on the 4th string, play that twice, and then open once. So we'll play that intro part real quick. So we'll play that intro part real quick. You play that 4 times, and then the verse is very simple. It is power chords on the 3rd fret on the 5th string, power chord on the 3rd fret on the 6th string, up to the 5th fret, and then down to the 1st. So when you play that, you play the 1st strum open, but then after that, you palm mute it. So we'll play the verse real quick. So let's play the intro and the verse together. And that is how you play Damn It by Blink-182. We'll see you next week, rockers.
Hey rockers! Did you know that the new album from the band Bring Me the Horizon was released on January 25th? The album is called Amo and has some interesting meanings to the name. According to Aldi Sykes, obviously Amo is Portuguese for I love, he explained, but obviously there's the ammunition part, and then in European Portuguese it translates to master. It sounds happy, but then there are all these hidden meanings that make it more complex. The album itself is phenomenal, and if you would like to hear more about the tracks themselves, as well as a more detailed review on Amo, stay tuned for our Rockers Review segment, where we will be talking more about the band itself and going a lot more in depth on the new album. It's going to be a great discussion. Let us know what you think of Amo by Bring Me the Horizon, and if it gets you in that metal mood on Twitter at hashtag musicrelease at IUP-TV.
Thanks, Sam. I love hearing that Bring Me the Horizon has released new music, but they're not the only artists having uber fun in the studio lately. Billie Eilish, 17-year-old singer-songwriter, recently released her debut, Bury a Friend, on January 30th, 2019. She also released a haunting music video for that single on the same day, and it's reached close to 40 million views to this date. The music video was directed by Michael Chavez, who happens to be the director for the upcoming movie, The Conjuring 3. Billie explains the title of her single and the rest of her album in an interview with the Alternative Press. I immediately knew what it was going to be about, what the visuals were going to be, and everything in terms of how I wanted it to be perceived. It inspired what the album is about. Bury a Friend is literally from the perspective of the monster under my bed. If you put yourself in that mindset, what is this creature doing or feeling? I also confess that I'm the monster because I'm my own worst enemy. I might be the monster under your bed too. Pretty chilling stuff from a 17-year-old if you ask me. Billie has also announced the title of her upcoming debut album, When We All Go to Sleep, Where Do We Go? The same day as she released this single, which also drove fans nuts, obviously. She's definitely not sitting around in her free time. This hard-working, rising artist says the album will include 14 new songs, including Bury a Friend, You Should See Me in a Crown, and When the Party's Over. Let us know what you think about Billie Eilish's new music video for Bury a Friend, and if you're as into it as we are.
Wow, I am super excited for Billie Eilish's new album.
Same. I'm a huge Billie Eilish fan. This album is long awaited.
I know, and I really think it's gonna be great. Just like the new Bring Me the Horizon album.
Right? I've been listening to that album non-stop.
Me too. And if you love that album too, rockers, make sure to stay tuned for Rockers Review, where we will be talking about the new album.
Hey Rockers, and welcome to Rockers Review. Today we're going to be talking about a really great album from Bring Me the Horizon that was just released called Amo. And it's honestly, I mean, I haven't listened to it a whole lot, but I know it's a really great one because I'm with my friend Nick, who has really listened to it and is a big fan of Bring Me to the Horizon.
Right.
Now, when I first started listening to them, I started listening to their album in 2015. And they had a lot of good songs on it, like Avalanche, Throne, and True Friends. And that's really when I started to like kind of dive into them a little bit. But after a while, I kind of like dropped off because they didn't make anything for a while.
Right, yeah. It's been about 3.5 years since that album came out, so.
But then like they had that single come out, Mantra, and I was like, oh, this is pretty good. And I really kind of fell back into them. But like I said, I haven't really listened to the album a whole lot. Can you kind of explain a little bit about it?
So yeah, I wouldn't look at the album as like looking at the single Mantra because every song on the new album is very different.
Okay.
So like you got like Mantra and then like Medicine, which are kind of like guitar driven, like kind of pop songs. Mm-hmm. But then you've got like Blue Nihilist and then Mother Tongue. They're like very synthy, like I don't know. I'll just say
It's kind of like synthetic kind of stuff, like a symphony kind of.
Yeah.
But that's kind of crazy to me because, like I said, in the old album, like they had a lot of different variety too, and I could say like the new one probably does as well. Like when they had like Avalanche, it started out really like heavy and stuff like that, but with Throne, it was a little bit more like calm and slower paced. It's kind of cool to me how like this band kind of just like the variety, like, and even Mantra's totally different. I don't know, just like everything about it is just crazy to me. And they're from Britain, right?
Yeah.
Like the British kind of metal punk band. I've never really heard of like a British, kind of like metal heavy punk band. I'm a fan of like classic rock mainly, and Def Leppard, Rolling Stones, Beatles, but nothing is like compared to this kind of band.
Right.
I just think how crazy that is. Like, do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, definitely. Like with a lot of like their older stuff, like when they first started out, definitely like they were heavy into like metal and like the death metal and stuff. But then as they've gone on, they definitely like changed things up with like their sound.
Could you say they kind of transitioned more into like a rock pop kind of thing, and more like I know they're still metal as well, but like do you think they kind of like adapted to their audience or like kind of adapted to what, like experiment a little bit?
I wouldn't necessarily say it was like adapting to their audience. I think they wanted to broaden their audience more so.
Yeah.
It's like, yes, they still like play like a lot of their older stuff, like which is metal, but then like they've changed things up completely to bring more people in.
And I think that's obviously really cool when artists do that because like experimenting is always key. I know a lot of people kind of say like, oh, they should always stick to the old stuff, but as an artist, you kind of need to experiment, and I think that's what this album really does in general.
Right.
It's just kind of not only have some old stuff, but have a lot of new like feels and sounds to it that kind of get people jumped out. I definitely have to check this album out more and kind of dive deeper into it. I think that's all the time we have left, but make sure to check out more of Indie Rockers Ball and let us know what you think on our Twitter at IRB. And we'll see you next week, Rockers.
Great news, Rockers. The hit movie of 2018, Bohemian Rhapsody, has been nominated for 5 awards at this year's Oscars, with one of them being Best Picture of the Year. The 4 other nominations are Best Performance by a Leading Actor, which would be accepted by Rami Malek for his performance as Freddie Mercury, Achievement in Film Editing, Achievement in Sound Editing, and Achievement in Sound Mixing. These nominations are well-deserved, though, and with Bohemian Rhapsody's worldwide earnings currently sitting at a strong $140.7 million, this is a really big win for Fox, because the movie only cost $52 million to make. However, the successful Queen movie does not have the same competition this year, with movies like Vice and A Star is Born also being nominated for Best Picture, and for Best Leading Actor with Christian Bale for Vice, and Bradley Cooper for A Star is Born. The 91st Oscars will air live on ABC on Sunday, February 24th, 2019. Do you agree with the nominations? And which nominations will you think Bohemian Rhapsody will win? Let us know on Twitter with hashtag IRB News at IRB-TV.
On February 3rd of 2019, the 53rd Super Bowl occurred. While Maroon 5, Travis Scott, and Big Boy all performed, Cardi B declined the offer to also do an appearance. Last year, she said that she would not perform unless Colin Kaepernick had a job on the team. She chose to stick by her word and support him because he did not have a spot on the team yet. Although she's still in a commercial and throwing parties all week, she says that she still has mixed feelings about declining. Her husband, Offset, loves football and made the decision more difficult than it already was. Cardi B told the alternative press, "My husband, he loves football. His kids play football. It's really hard for him. He really wants to go to the Super Bowl, but he can't go because he's got to stand for something." Later on, the rapper also included, "You have to sacrifice that. I gotta sacrifice a lot of money to perform. But there's a man who sacrificed his job for us, so we have to stand behind him." She finishes off by saying, "When they see how the choices they made due to racism have affected the country, that's when things are going to start changing. Right now, they don't want to accept that their decision has affected the country."
I think it's super cool that Cardi B is declining such a great opportunity to stand up for what she believes in.
I agree, Sam. I think it really says a lot about her as an artist and other artists that choose to do this.
Exactly. On the other hand, though, how awesome is it that Bohemian Rhapsody is nominated for 5 Academy Awards?
It's pretty awesome, Sam. It really shows the influence that Queen was and still is.
You got that right, Ian. Anyway, Rockers, make sure to stick around because up next we have a great live performance on Check This Out.
Hey, what's up, Rockers? My name is Leah, and I'm super excited to be joining IRB this semester. I cannot wait to see all of these great live performances. Speaking of that, in the studio today we have the amazing EJ Fabishevsky, who is going to be performing some great original songs for us.
All right, this is Minor Inconveniences. It's just a normal Friday, but wait, it's kinda Monday. What a scary day this is. Went to get me some milk, turns out that it is empty. Looks like I'm eating dry Cheerios. I know it isn't that bad, but it's still gonna drive me mad. Oh, minor inconveniences. Oh, first world problems at their finest. Oh, 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 my shoes untied. Oh, went to put on a shirt, but I've got no clean laundry. Looks like Febreze will do just fine. I went to Giant Eagle, I did not have exact change. Looks like I'll have to break a 20. I know it isn't that bad, but it's still gonna drive me mad. Oh, minor inconveniences. Oh, first world problems at their finest. Oh, 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 my socks don't match. Oh, I left the water running, didn't preheat the oven. Got my socks all wet, I haven't done my homework yet. I left my keys in my car, kinda parked really far. My issues are piling up, just like my student debt. They say I don't know what to do with all my issues, this is true. Tried to solve them, at least solve them, but what can you do? Can't find direction, and it seems that I am always turning left. But no great, eventually. This is because you're cool. You tell me that your life is going great. You ask me why your mother's running late. But I don't know the answer to your questions. Guess I'll just pretend I can relate. I know it's none of my business, but tell your story from start to finish, 'cause I wanna hear what you have. Oof. Hold up, that was opposite of good. That was a minor inconvenience. I'm terrible. All right, if I could redo that one. I'm sorry, I had to. That was the opposite of good. Okay. This is called Because You're Cool. You tell me that your life is going great. You ask me why your mother's running late. But I don't know the answer to your questions. Guess I'll just pretend I can relate. I know it's none of my business, but tell your story from start to finish, 'cause I wanna hear what you have to say. Really, I just wanna look your way because you're cool. You tell me that your brother's climbing high. Would it be cool if I were to stop by? You tell me that you think you've got the guess I'll stay right here on the line. I know it's none of my business, but tell your story from start to finish, 'cause I wanna hear what you have to say. Really, I just wanna look your way. It can be about your cat, dog, or house, about your cousin's daughter's yellow blouse. Doesn't have to make much sense at all. Like how an alarm goes off, but it's really turning on. La 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 is all I hear from you. I know it's none of my business, but tell your story from the start to finish, cause I wanna hear what you have to say. Really, I just wanna look your way. Could be about your cat, dog, or house, about your cousin's daughter's yellow blouse. Doesn't have to make much sense at all. No sense at all, because you're cool. This song's called Alexia. You eat your breakfast in the AM sometimes you don't eat at all. You tell me jokes that are really quite funny, sometimes not so much. You like your tea, but only when being spilled. But I guess that's fine, 'cause it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I know everyone does the same, but it's not the same with you. Ooh. You use your keys to get inside your house. Sometimes you get locked out. You put your pants on one leg at a time, or you hop right in. 'Cause it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I know everyone does the same, but it's not the same with you. Cause it's not what you do, it's how you do it. And it's not what you say, it's how you say it. And I know everyone does the same, but it's not the same with you. No, it's not the same with you.
Hey guys, so we just listened to EJ play her original songs, and I have to say I was so impressed, and I'm really excited to be able to talk to her about her music right now. So EJ, you wrote those songs.
Yeah.
That's crazy to me. I can't even believe that. Your lyrics are beautiful.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah. I love that line in Minor Inconveniences where you say, oh, that doesn't come in my size.
Yeah, it's a real issue. Well, the problem is that like one store an 11 fits me, but then other stores it doesn't. And I'm like, it's not good.
I can relate to that. I can really relate to that.
It's a minor inconvenience.
Yeah. So where do you get your inspiration to write your songs? Like what is it? Just you're going through your day, you see things that inspire you, or is it like a specific thing?
Well, it seems that I could not write a song for the life of me before I got to college. And then I got to college and I guess things were changing. But the one song, Alexia, it's about my roommate. It wasn't supposed to be about my roommate, but I started singing it to her because I sing to her everything. And she's like, that's about me. It's like, no, it's not. It's like, yeah, it is. So that I went back over the lyrics and it really is, because she got locked out of her room more than once. Hence the line, like, she gets locked out of her house. And then she doesn't like tea, but she's all about drama. So I'm just like, ugh. So that one came from her. Minor Inconveniences is because everything is just a minor inconvenience. The amount of times my socks get wet is not funny.
Wow, that's horrible. I hate when that happens.
It's gross.
But yeah, that's definitely a first world.
It's a first world problem.
Earlier today, I was complaining about how my Starbucks coffee gets cold 2 sips in.
Yeah.
So you were on the show before. I know some of our audience might remember, but so like what changed with your music since the last time you were on the show?
Well, the last time I was on, I was only doing covers, and I love doing covers, and I like taking other people's work and then making it my own because they can sing it obviously really well. That's why it's popular or why everyone listens to it. When I do it, I just like take the chords and take the lyrics. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna make this a little bit of like me in it. And I think at least I think I do pretty okay at that, but it's a lot different when I write my own things and perform that. But it's also a lot more stress inducing. Like the last time I came on here, I sang covers of songs that everyone knows. So I'm like, okay, they already have a basis of what to like judge me on. But when I sing my stuff, it's like, ooh, well, there's nothing to base it off of. It's just me talking about my problems or like whatever it might be.
Right. But I think, really though, I think in a way it's better that nobody knows your songs because they can't they can't compare you to anybody else. Like I heard your songs just now for the first time and I thought, wow, like whoa, you know. But yeah, so now you're doing more like your own stuff, writing your own stuff. So so tell me about the songs that you played for us today. I know you said Alexia was inspired by your roommate.
Yeah.
And then Minor Inconveniences. That's kind of self-explanatory. What
Yeah.
about the second one, the one in the middle?
That one's called Because You're Cool. And especially since I've gotten to college, I've seen a lot of attractive people, right? That doesn't necessarily mean I want to talk to them. It's just like you look really nice and that's just it. Like the one time I was at Starbucks, or I looked and very attractive, but they started talking and it was really annoying. I'm like, I don't care what you're saying. I don't care. But like, they look pretty. So it's definitely like something stupid, but then a lot of the lyrics are just like, oh yeah, I'm kind of listening, but I don't care what you're saying. And it just like, I was talking to other people and they related it too, because sometimes I talk a lot and I know other people talk a lot and sometimes I don't want to hear it. And I know it's rude, but that's what the whole song is, and people usually get like the hint about it. They're like, oh, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
So it's a little rude, but
No.
Yeah.
A lot of things that we think and feel are rude, but I mean, we all think and feel them. So do you have any performances coming up around town that people could look out for?
I'm opening up at a bar in Punxsutawney on March 2nd, which should be cool. I forgot what the band's called that I'm opening up for, but that'll be cool.
That's really awesome. Wow, I'll have to cancel my plans. And how has your music, this sounds corny, but like how has it changed your life?
Well, I guess like narrow it down a little bit. I'll say how it's like how it's like changed my like life from like high school to college, I guess.
Okay.
I like people know me for my music now, which is really cool. That's never happened before. It's usually like EJ. I don't know what her name stands for because no one does. They're just like, oh, okay. But now it's like, oh wait, she sings that song and has that channel or something. Or like, it's nice to be known for something that I put out there. It's not like a bad thing or some drama. It's like, I made this whole channel's mine. I wrote these songs and then people know me because of what I did, not because of what someone else said. So I think it's really cool.
What does EJ stand for?
It stands for Elizabeth Janet, and then my last name's Fabishevsky, so it's super long and it's not having it.
See, I didn't know that. Now I know. Elizabeth Janet. Okay, bonus. All right, well, that's all the time we have today, guys. But make sure you follow EJ on her social media, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for tuning in.
Well, rockers, that concludes the first episode of Season 9.
Yes, and what a great episode it has been. Thank you so much to all our new crew members joining us this semester.
That's right. We're so excited to have all you guys on board, and we can't wait to see what the rest of the season brings.
You can say that again.
And we're so excited to see what the rest of the season...
Ian, no, that's not what I meant. Okay. All right, make sure to follow us on social media at IUP-TV or at Indie Rockers Ball. We will see you next week, rockers.